Hello. The next step after we file the inclinations, we saw off the axis and file it even with the rest. After that, we have to still, this we glued yesterday, we have to make this even as well with a file, not with a plane, because this is end grain wood and this is long grain. This is end grain, so we are not going to risk to plane this, because then you risk to splinter here the ends, as this grain is, yeah, it's end grain. So we put it in the vise and file it even. And when you file, only file in one direction. And as this is end grain wood, I advise you to put it here in the front, as this is end grain wood. Put it in the front and go with the file like that. Otherwise, if you go from that direction, you'll splinter off splinters from this piece of wood, because the grains are like this. Yes, it's even. More or less even. We'll check if it's square. No, it's not really square. And I get a pencil. Let me see, where's the pencil? Here you are. And I mark where I still have to file. And I see it's even. It's everywhere the same. So I mark a line here. And I know I have to file away this still to make it square. Now it's much better. It's square. More or less square. Not for a violin. When you're making a violin, it's more critical, but for this little house, it was okay. Okay, we smoothed this side. We still do this one a little bit. It's more or less square. Not perfect, but more or less. Oh yeah, looks okay. That side is too. This one is done. And this one we still have to do. We again check if that side is okay. Yeah, it's not good. Still, we need to remove a little bit. Okay, I think it's more or less okay. Well, not completely. You can't see it, but I can. There's a little bit of a gap on this side. Well, I think it's enough for what we want. We will see very soon. We will see if it fits. We don't want there to be gaps, serious gaps. This one is more or less okay. This is not an exact science. No, you have to work as good as possible. Now we're going to try fit it a test assembly. Very lightly, not firm, we clamp the pieces into place. And like that, there's still the possibility to move it into direction. Yes, it looks promising. Yes, this is the how it will be assembled. We will put 2 clamps on each side, 2 clamps here, 2 clamps here when we glue it. Now you can see the shape of the house already. It's coming. And have to of course think that it will become like this. You have to see it like that, as you can see. Okay, we take away the clamps, and now comes the time that we will apply the glue and clamp it permanently with glue. We take white carpenter's glue for this purpose. There's a little bit of roughness still here on the edge. Let me show you. Yes, here. Do you see it? We file that away before we glue. A little bit, slightly with 120 worn out sandpaper, which is practically no more now, like 250 maybe. Okay, this one is done. Now this one finally. We remove the dust and apply the glue. A thin coat of glue is more than enough. Now we need to not forget what was this side, and it is visible. This one is back, B, and L, left side, and this is F, and this is L, left, front, left. And the upsides I put an arrow to know what's the top. Put an arrow pointing what's the top. Like that we know what's the top. I bet in the old days they made model houses of wood completely and carved. You have to be a bit inventive. You have to have some fantasy. A thin coat is more than enough. Now we put it into place more or less. We close our glue pot. And we can start clamping. The problem is mostly it moves when you clamp it because the glue is still like wet. So we have to be very observing, be attentive. How you say, you have to be observing, make sure it doesn't move too much, and we need to make that these sides are a little bit protruding here, like that we can file away the excess and we have a nice corner. Better a little bit extra than too little. I'm gonna do it like that, one handle at that side and one handle at this side, like that I have more place to clamp firmly. And I observe, and it's protruding like 1 or 2 tenths of a millimeter, which is more than enough. Now we do the same at the other side. After we wipe off the excess of the glue, which is squeezed out. Oh, this one is incorrect. We'll need to take that out and move it. I'll put some extra glue because it starts to set, and that's not desired. Yes, we want this side to face to the outside. Yes, it's protruding. Make sure it protrudes. That's done. Now we need to wait till it sets, till it dries. We wipe off the excess anywhere where it's necessary. Still has to come the roof here. That's why I wipe off here the glue. I wipe it off. You can do it with a wet paper towel too. Just do it with my finger or with a piece of sharp plexiglass. Put a little bit more of pressure now. The clamps, not too much. Still a model house, not a real one. And we can leave this to dry for well, you can leave it overnight, but in like 3 hours it's already hard. In about 4 hours I could risk already to file here, and then when it's filed and sanded with a sanding block when it's sanded with a sanding block and filed and sanded, when we have more or less this width, a little bit less, then we can glue that on top with, and I will use there 2 toothpicks just to make sure it will stay in place. Maybe I will use 2 toothpicks. Maybe not, maybe yes, I have to think about it. So we will prepare in the meanwhile this piece of wood in order to have it ready to be glued here. That part will be carved. Now the question is this thick enough? Should I put something under it? I can glue a piece of wood under this, and a strip under it here in the middle. I can put a strip there under, like that. It's reinforced and will be more stronger. Is it necessary? I think I will do it without. This is maple. This is a maple strip, and it is more than strong enough. We put this aside to dry, and in the next video I will be preparing the strip to be glued in place. Thanks for watching.